going on? Welcome to my first video. In today's video, or it's gonna be an episode on working on this car. I just got this car. It's a 2004 Infiniti G35 Sedan. It is auto. We're gonna try to revive it. Pretty clean, I'm not gonna lie. Seat's kind of ripped. It came with a doubled in non-clock bezel for all my VQ owners. You already know. Back seat looks pretty solid too as well. Not too crazy. Yeah, so in this episode we're gonna save this car. We're gonna do a lot of tune-up. So with this car, came in with no start. We are gonna save this car. Moral story short of this car, it does not run. Previous owner said the car does overheat. Other than that, it just clicks. So from there, I did buy it for cheap. It was only $700. So if it does need a motor, then oh well, more content for you guys, which I doubt it. I have a feeling it is a starter. We're gonna do a full reseal, everything on this car. I'll help save it and show you guys how to maintain a VQ. I'm sorry if I keep looking towards up because the screen's up, but I'll try to look at the camera. But yeah, she's pretty clean so far. The exterior is okay, you know, a little fading on the roof, trunk, and the hood. But for $700 with 106K miles and it's a clean title, it's not too bad. The interior is pretty clean. Look like no one sat in the back. It only has 106K miles, I believe. Yep, right there. 106K miles. So, shout out to the previous owner. It did came with a bunch of coolant bottles, as you can see. It looked like they had a coolant leak and the car couldn't start. Also came with a starter fluid, which is no words for this. Came with starter fluid with when the car doesn't even crank over. So this is 2003. This is a DE. It is fan belt driven. So usually with the 04 to newer years, it comes with the electronic fan. It did come with a new battery. It's good. So the budget on this car currently right now it's at $700. Yeah, drive it and sell it. In this video I'm gonna show you guys if we could revive this G35. So let's get it. If you guys are curious, like asking questions like how did you know the motor was good, was it really worth $700, what are the things to check when looking at a motor or no start condition, I'm gonna show you guys the procedure during this process step by step. So let's say you have pick and pull, you try to pull out a motor and pretty much you don't know how good the motor is. Usually what I do, I check for the oil cap, make sure there's no coolant mixed with the oil. Another tip would be checking the spark plugs, each cylinder. Make sure it looks all normal condition in that case. One last step would be spinning the crank. Make sure it spins freely. If you hear compression each stroke, when it has the spark plugs on each cylinder, it will feel a bit harder to spin. Once you remove each spark plugs, it will spin a bit freely. So that's a good tip for you guys, and that's how you guys know if the motor is good or not. So I have a quick understanding of what the issue is on this car. I had made sure there's no oil mixed with the coolant. I did trust the previous owner. He seems a cool person. Oil was great, coolant was fantastic. It does have a coolant leak right there near the thermostat housing. I believe it's coming from one of the hoses. He did say it did overheat, but he didn't really go past it. I'm pretty sure it is a starter. I'm gonna show you guys how to test a starter. First step, what we're gonna do is we check the battery voltage. So I do have this right here. Shout out to this. This is really one of the tools that is needed. It just takes voltage on the battery itself. It also could do a load test on the alternator. I believe I got it from Amazon, which is like 20 bucks. So the current watts I have is 12.18. So that's not too bad. Big should be at a 12.6 range. The car did sat for, I believe, 6 months.
Nice.
So first tip, if you guys are looking at a car with no start condition, check voltage, make sure the ignition is working correctly. Make sure that you get power from the ignition. Make sure no fuses are blown, such as the starter relay. It could be one of the fuses. It goes from ignition switch. Make sure you got power from the starter. After you make sure voltage is good, it just clicks. Now you go to the starter. If it doesn't click, then something's wrong with that wiring, which usually means either starter relay is bad, the fuse may be blown, Our starter solenoid is shot. Let's go ahead and bring this car on jack stands. Once you hear it click, it's usually towards the starter. Most of the times it's a starter. You can have like either a weak ground or maybe a seized motor. So you just want to make sure you know what you're doing when buying these cars like this in this situation, so you don't get yourself scammed. Most of the times when it's like this with the clicks, most of the time you could just hit the starter. You can hit it like with the hammer. You want to hit it at the solenoid, not the motor. Couple smacks, usually it'll trigger it. Yeah, let's do a start on this G35. Before removing the starter, you want to make sure the battery is disconnected. All right, so let's remove this plate. It's just 10s. So there's 214, one on top there, and then there's one right there. Let's go ahead and remove this clip right here. Let's go ahead and remove the positive cable. Positive cable, which is right there. All right, that's one. And that's two. You want to make sure which side goes top and bottom, because usually on other cars, usually one's longer than the other. And then after that, the starter should just come off. Just a little wiggle. Here's the old starter. Not too crazy, looks like it'll be a little beat. We're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to test the starter. Yes! To make sure this is engaging. The pinion gear should be engaging. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go ahead and test the starter. This should be reaching at 12 volts from gets power from your ignition wire. Right here is a starter motor, and then this is a starter solenoid on the top. Right here I'm using a jumper, anything works. So the ground usually could just go anywhere. You could just bolt it up to right there. Positive cable, you could just do it from right there, from the positive wire. We have this 2 clamps. I have it on the positive. Okay, after everything's all set up, make sure all clamps are good, ground to positive. Pretty simple. Let's go ahead and test the starter. You just tap into the ground area. Not even budging. So that just tells us the starter is faulty. We're gonna go ahead and try the U starter and show you guys what it's supposed to be doing. This gear should be coming out to spin the flywheel, but it seems like it's not even budging at all. Just put it right here. Around. So let's go ahead and test it. Look at that. So now that we know the reason why the car can't start is because it was a faulty starter. Oh, let's fucking go. God. If you guys buy a new starter, you guys want to make sure everything fits correctly, everything looks the same, so it saves you some time from installing it. All right, let's go ahead and put the starter in. Don't forget about this bracket that holds the connector from the ground. All right, everything's put back in. Just did by hand tight on the positive cable. Mounting bolts are usually like 30 to 40. Let's go ahead and put this transmission plate on. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and start the car. Want the truth? Woo! Let's fucking go. This car sounds really healthy. You can also do load. 14 is a good sign that your alternator is working. The oil's probably old. This is fan belt driven, so it is a bit loud. Nice. Car sat for 6 months. Now it's in my hands, so she's gonna be treated right. Shout out to my wife. She got me Pico. She's right there. We're gonna be cleaning this car, you know, full detail and a full like maintenance on this car. So stay tuned. Appreciate you guys watching. This is the first episode, my first video, so let me get used to it. And sorry if I keep looking at the top because I'm so used to looking at myself instead of the actual lens. Subscribe and stay tuned. Peace.